All right, let's jump right into this explainer. We're tackling what is honestly one of the most intimidating parts of property ownership, managing your aquatic systems. If you own a pool or a hot tub, you already know that keeping the chemistry balanced is only half the battle. The other half? Understanding the nuts and bolts of how to actually handle the water itself.
Whether you're trying to clear up a cloudy hot tub right before guests show up, or you're prepping a massive backyard pool for a harsh winter, we've got to figure out how to safely and efficiently move all that water. And we are talking about thousands of gallons here. If it's handled improperly, you could be looking at a completely flooded yard, severely damaged equipment, or even a hefty environmental citation.
To make this super easy, we've structured things to follow the actual life cycle of your water. So, our agenda. First, inside the filter tank. Second, the art of backwashing. Third, draining with pumps. Fourth, lowering water levels. And finally, smart and safe discharge.
Section 1. Inside the filter tank, the quote-unquote kidneys of your pool. We'll begin our journey right at the heart of the system, the mechanical organ that cleans your water long before we ever need to think about draining it.
Let's talk about the two main filtration methods you're probably dealing with. Sand filters are pretty straightforward. They use a bed of number 20 silica sand to physically block and trap debris. But DE, or diatomaceous earth filters, well, they work a bit differently. They rely on these fabric-covered elements, or grids, inside the tank that are coated in a replaceable DE powder. And that powder, that's the actual working layer, catching all those tiny microparticles.
Now here's where so many people get it wrong. Toss out the weekly cleaning schedule. Seriously, the sources explicitly advise against doing that. Instead, you've got to watch your pressure gauge. You're waiting for a 5 to 10 psi increase above your clean baseline. Or, if you start to notice the return jet flow feeling noticeably weak, that's exactly when it's time to clean.
Moving right along to Section 2, the art of backwashing, clearing the system. So when your pressure hits that 10 psi limit, it's backwash time. This simply reverses the water flow to flush out all that trapped debris.
Before we get into the exact steps, let's look at these absolute do-nots, straight from a Facebook community of seasoned pool owners. These are the classic mistakes that will accidentally break your gear. First up, do not confuse the backwash port cap with the bottom winterizing drain cap. Leave that bottom cap closed. Second, never, and I mean never, move the multi-port valve handle while the pump is running. And finally, whatever you do not skip the final rinse cycle.
Okay, so here's the proper foolproof procedure. First things first. Turn off the pump. Then switch your valve to backwash and let it run until the water in the sight glass is completely clear. Once it's crystal clear, turn the pump off again, switch the valve to rinse, and run it for just about 30 seconds. This exact sequence packs the sand back down so you don't get that dreaded, murky burst of dirty sand and green algae shooting right back into your perfectly clean pool.
Now, a huge warning if you're running a DE filter instead of sand. Remember, the backwashing process flushes out all the dirt, sure, but it also completely flushes out that crucial DE powder coating, meaning you've got to immediately recharge the filter with the exact amount of fresh powder your manual calls for. If you skip this, the dirt loads directly onto those fabric grids and basically ruins them.
All right, Section 3, faster draining with pumps, beating gravity. Let's see how this all builds when backwashing just isn't enough, and you need a deep clean, a full water change, or winter prep.
Draining a 2,000-liter hot tub with just a standard garden hose relies entirely on gravity, and honestly, it is painfully slow. We're talking 4 to 6 hours. But if you drop a dedicated submersible utility pump down into the deepest part of your footwell, you literally turn a half-day chore into a 15-minute coffee break. Plus, a good pump pulls the water level down way lower than a built-in gravity drain ever could, which leaves you with significantly less dirty water to mop up at the end.
1,400. That is the number of gallons per hour a standard submersible utility pump can move. It's a total game changer. But there is a catch here. To actually achieve that kind of speed, the pump has to be paired with a wide, 1.5-inch discharge hose. If you just slap a narrow hose on there, you choke the output and lose all the speed advantages.
Just a quick seasonal note for those of you in colder climates, sub-zero temperatures actually cause corded pumps to trip GFCI outlets 30% more frequently. Plus, standard extension cords can just freeze up and crack, so if you're working around near freezing water, you might seriously want to look into battery-powered pumps to avoid frozen cords and pretty severe electrical hazards.
On to Section 4, safely lowering water levels, preparation and protection.
What if you aren't doing a full drain and just need to drop the water slightly after a massive rainstorm, or for winterization?
Safety first. Again, ignoring these warnings is a recipe for disaster. Do not lower the water below the bottom of the skimmer unless you've specifically replumbed for that. Do not leave a draining system unattended. And please, whatever you do not forget to turn off the pool's autofill system. Otherwise, you're literally just fighting a machine that's actively trying to replace the water you're dumping. Ignoring these rules can introduce air into your lines, permanently ruin your pump, or even void your pool's structural warranty.
So here is your checklist to lower the level safely. Step 1. Adjust your plumbing valve so you're pulling suction only from the bottom main drain. By entirely cutting off the skimmer suction, you guarantee the system won't suck in air as the water drops. Step 2. Double-check that the autofill is off. Step 3. Open up your waistline. And Step 4. Set a really strict timer. You definitely don't want to forget and accidentally drain the entire pool. Now, if your pool uses a cartridge filter, it inherently lacks that handy multi-port backwash valve we talked about earlier. So to drain water, you're going to need a spigot or a three-way diverter valve. These are essentially plumbed PVC additions, usually right between the pump and the filter, that let you manually reroute water completely out of the pool and straight into a waste hose. And finally, Section 5, Smart and Safe Discharge Environmental Responsibility. Let's look at where all this water actually goes once it leaves your yard. When you're setting up that discharge hose, you've got an immediate responsibility to ensure the water isn't totally eroding your landscaping or, worse, undermining your home's foundation. But looking beyond your own backyard, you absolutely must verify your local county or city drainage codes. You cannot just assume it's perfectly fine to dump thousands of gallons of pool water straight into the street drains. To give you an idea of how seriously municipalities take this, documents like the Farmington City Standard Operating Procedures explicitly state that improperly discharging highly chlorinated water, acid-washed water, or heavy pool chemicals is treated as an illicit spill. It's considered a serious environmental threat. In a lot of places, doing that requires immediate reporting to City Stormwater, the Department of Environmental Quality, and local health departments. It's a big deal. So ultimately, mastering your pool's mechanics isn't just about saving yourself time on a Saturday afternoon, and it's certainly not just about dodging a hefty repair bill, though those are nice. It's really about being a conscious steward of your local community's water system. So before you do your next big drain, ask yourself, when your recreational water finally leaves your property, are you sending it back into the environment responsibly?